Hi, welcome back. So in this video, I wanted to talk about voicing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my top 2 favorite ways to practice voicing chords and intervals. So let's go ahead and start by just talking about what voicing is. Voicing is when you have 2 or more notes that are played together and you want one of those notes to be louder than the rest. So for instance, if I'm going to play an E in my left hand and a C in my right hand, and I want that C to be louder, it's going to sound like this. And that's basically what voicing is. Now we can voice chords, triads, or even 4-note chords. And this is something that we generally want to do when we play any kind of interval or chord. We want one of the notes to be louder, or that note to be voiced in the chord, because it gives a little bit more purpose to the interval of the chord and makes it sound a little bit more brilliant. So the first way of practicing voicing is what I call mimicking. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the notes in different groups according to how loud or soft we want them. So for instance, if I'm going to play a C major triad and I want the top note, G in this case, to be the loudest, I'm going to play that note first. That's one group. Our second group is the third and the root of the chord that I want to be softer, so then I'll play that. So it'll be like this if I play a group of chords. Now, playing like this helps me focus on what it feels like in my hand to play that note loud, and then what it feels like to play those notes really softly. When you play the loud note, you want to make sure that you really drop into the keys with lots of weight. And then when you play the other group of notes softly, you want to just slowly fall into the keys with a little bit of weight. Once you've practiced this through a passage, then you want to put that together and see if you can maintain that same feeling in your hand and individual fingers. All right, so the second way of practicing voicing is what I call leaning. And you might be familiar with this idea. This is more of a common concept. So what you're going to do is you're going to lean in whatever direction of the note that you want to be voiced. So for instance, if I'm going to play an octave, I want to lean in the direction of my 5th finger, which is typically what we want to do when we play octaves. We want to bring out the upper note. Okay, so I'm going to feel like I'm leaning in the direction of my 5th finger. And you will see my hand sort of leans in that direction slightly, but it's a very slight movement. And it looks like this. So you'll notice that my hand is sort of leaning in that direction a little bit. This method is specifically useful to practice voicing in intervals. It's less useful in practicing chords. If I take another interval, it's the same thing. So you'll notice that my hand is slightly tipped in that direction, but it's not too much. Okay, I don't want to go too much like this. That's too much, and that would be hard to play the notes together. So when practicing both of these methods, when you put the notes together, it's really important to make sure that you hear the notes at the same time. It's really easy to start playing the one note before the other note, and so you have to listen really carefully for this. That's not good. So we want to make sure that those notes are together all the time. All right, so I hope that those ways of practicing voicing chords and intervals was helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. And also, if you would like to request a video, put that in the comments below as well. I'll see you in the next video.